So we stumbled upon this itty bitty one-door EV a while ago, and yeah, it sort of caught our attention. So since then, there's been a whole lot of new info available, and there's even this brand spanking new configurator. So what do you say we do a little update on this little fella? What's up, Motorheads, and welcome back to Gearbox Pizza, your source for, well, look, lately it's been all kinds of pretty bizarre EVs, and today, well, it's no different. Yep, this guy right here is called the Microlino, and we dig it, and we'd like to tell you a little bit about it, so get comfy. Alright, so this little fella might be new to a lot of you, and if so, by all means, check out our other video on this guy that'll get much more into the details. Today, well, we're going to go through the configurator, and we're going to break down each trim option by option so you can really sort of find your sweet spot here. So about the company. This cutie pie with a capital Q and a lowercase pi is brought to you by this Swiss company called Micro Mobility Systems, a company that actually got their start making kick scooters. So maybe think of this thing as a giant four-wheel kick scooter rather. That's kind of dumb. I mean, who writes this stuff? Anyway, this little guy was introduced way back in 2016 at the Geneva Motor Show, and people sort of loved it back then. And they're still sort of loving it today, especially as deliveries are happening very soon for some very lucky people. As with just about everything else though, deliveries were scheduled to start in 2021, but hey, global pandemic, massive chip shortage, and some Russian turkey of a dictator sort of had other plans for us. So production is about to be underway in their factory in Turin, Italy, as we speak. They're getting ready to bust out the first 999 units as their Pioneer series for, the earliest backers. Once everything's up and running, they should be able to produce one of these little squirts every 20 minutes or so. That's pretty cool. So speaking of the Pioneer series, what do you say we fire up that configurator and get down to some business? Okay, so starting with the Pioneer series, and as I just mentioned, there's only going to be 999 of these, and they're all spoken for, so sorry. So what's unique about this limited run anyway? Well, there's two exclusive colors. There's this silver that they call Torino aluminum, and then there's this dark blue that they're calling Atlantis blue. There's also this numbered badge so you can see exactly what number you have. And then check this out, there's this e-scooter that's directly integrated into the trunk. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. You also get access to some special events and like some special deals and VIP service, so a bunch of cool stuff, but it's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you about $2,000 up front. That is if you go for the Pioneer trim. Otherwise, this membership's gonna cost you about $1,000 per year. All right, so let's build this guy, and straight away, here are your two color options. They're both a no-cost choice, and the blue is fine, but for me personally, I sort of think the silver is a little bit better. But I gotta be honest here, for the top trim exclusive version of this thing, I was sort of expecting some cooler color combinations. I mean, look, I think there's actually better colors than the other trims, which is a little bit odd. I wonder if some buyers are gonna step down a level or two just on the color choices alone, but I don't know, what do I know? Anyway, next option is for the Pioneer membership, which we already discussed. Pretty simple, $2,000 if you want it. If not, that's cool too, we can be friends.
Thank you.
For this build, we're gonna skip it for comparison's sake, right? Next up are the wheel caps. And if you opt for the blue paint, you get the white caps. With the silver paint, you get the black. They're detachable, which is sort of interesting, but otherwise not all that exciting. The wheels are tiny though, at 13 inches. Look, at least the rubber's not gonna break the bank when you need to replace them. And there's also the sunroof, so that's pretty cool. And then there's the interior. So a mix between Dynamica, which apparently is also used in Mercedes AMG cars, and then this vegan merino leather. They cover the inside. And as you'd imagine, the inside is not very large, but just about every surface is covered in something nice, so props there, that's cool. It's basically the nicest interior you're gonna find in one of these. And then there's the battery. And there's only one option, the medium range 10.5 kilowatt hour battery. And as this is the first version that's going to be produced, the other battery options are not yet available. So what you have here is going to be good for about 177 kilometers or 110 miles of range, which is plenty if you ask me for a mini car like this. A little side note, the onboard charger on these is a little bit tiny. It's like 2.6 kilowatts, meaning no matter what, it's gonna take you like 4 hours to fully charge this thing. Look, again, probably not a big deal when you think about how these things are actually gonna be used, but anyway, right now we're looking at about 21 grand for this guy. Okay, moving on, and the next trim level down is called the Campezione. And I think you guys are really gonna dig the paint here. 3 options, all matte. There's Gotham Black, that's a no-cost option. Then for about 500, you can choose between this matte gray that they call Berlin Anthracite, or the special iPhone edition green called London Green. And this is what I'm talking about. Am I wrong, or are these just way cooler than those color options from the Pioneer series, right? I mean, just way cooler. Anyway, next up we have the option to add the premium package for about 400. And I think this is more or less a no-brainer as it comes with a whole bunch of goodies. There's an integrated portable Bluetooth speaker, a non-powered kick scooter that integrates right into the trunk, a digital speedometer, a central touch display, LED headlights, heating, ventilation, USB ports, and just all this other stuff. To be honest, they should really just make this all standard and roll that $400 into the starting price. I mean, at that price and for what you get, who's not taking this package? I mean, simplify production, guys. No need for this to even be an option. Next, we have the wheels, and for about 200, you can opt for the competition wheel caps. That just seems to add a little bit of silver paint. I don't know. It's there if you want it. I think we'll pass. I personally kind of dig the black wheels better anyway. And then, oh, check this out. The sunroof is included. Right on. That's cool. Dig it. And then there's the interior. You got the option for about 600 to go for the premium interior. And I'm not going to go into all the details here, but it's more or less like the interior from the Pioneer series. Lots of nice stuff. If you have an extra 600 to drop, you'll be happy. Okay, lastly, we've got some battery options. So standard, you get the same medium battery. That's the only option for the Pioneer series. That's the same 177 kilometers or 110 miles of range. But now you also have the option to step up to the long range battery, which comes in at 14 kilowatt hours. That's enough juice to, to push this thing 230 kilometers or 143 miles. It's gonna cost you though an extra 1,500 or so. Personally, I think the regular medium battery should be plenty. For a city car like this, I can't imagine many people are gonna be coming close to driving 100 miles a day. Now, if you're in an apartment and you don't really have access to regular overnight parking that's like charger friendly, then yeah, maybe you go with the big battery and you're just gonna have to charge less often. Anyhow, be aware that if you opt for the bigger battery, it's gonna push your delivery date back to the first quarter of 2023. All right, moving on. Next up, we have the Dolce trim. And this is the fun one, I guess, the iMac of the lineup with loads of colors to choose from. Starting price here is under 17 grand, and as standard, you get this pretty nice Santorini white. For about 500, you can choose between 4 additional colors. There's Amsterdam Orange, there's Zurich Blue, Milano Red, and Paris Mint. Interesting note here, the Amsterdam Orange comes with a black top, while the others come with a white top. Look, these are all cool, and again, I sort of dig all of these more than the special edition colors that come with the Pioneer trim, but whatever, dead horse, I get it. For me, I don't know, I'm just sort of digging this Paris Mint. I mean, that's kind of nice. We're gonna go with it. Yeah. Package wise, there's the same premium package for about 400. Look, your call. And all right, so the wheels again for 200. There's an option to go with these white wheels over the standard black. And if you're going to roll with a 2-tone color combo with the white top, well, I sort of think you just got to get these white wheels. I mean, how great does this look? That mint green with the white wheels. Yeah, we're getting these all day. So the sunroof again is standard, that's cool, but then there's the interior. For about 600, you can upgrade the interior. It's different than the other 2 interiors we looked at though. It's a bit more retro and feels a little bit less sporty, which is, I don't know, actually kind of cool. Instead of microfibers, we're looking at this vegan gray leather and this Torino fabric. You know what else is cool is that 90% of the interior panels are made from this eco-friendly stuff, so good on you, Microlino. We'll take it. Okay, last thing here, the battery option. And what's new here is the introduction of the standard range battery. This is a 6 kilowatt hour battery. That's good for about 91 kilometers or 56 miles of range. And if you're looking to keep the cost down and you're able to charge this fella every night, maybe this isn't such a bad option. On the plus side, it's gonna be the lightest weight version of the Microlino, and I mean, that's kind of a thing. But this will push your delivery back to the second quarter of 2023. All right, so last up is the base urban trim, and we'll just kind of quickly get through this. On the plus side, it starts at under 15 grand, and that's pretty great. Everything else though is sort of meh. Standard is the same Santorini white, which is alright, and for 500 you can opt for the Amsterdam orange. But if you're really looking at this trim, savings is sort of the name of the game here, so we're just gonna stick with the white. There's also a premium package option, which you should really just get. Like I know it's 400, but I think I really regret not getting it. And I'm not gonna go through all the options, but it's full of these like little quality of life improvements. So, all right, then check out these standard steel wheels. I mean, I actually kind of like these, but look, if it's not your thing, you can grab the blacked out wheel caps for about 200. All right, so for the first time, the sunroof becomes an option. Yep. $600 for the pleasure of popping open that roof, but at that point, why not just go for the Dolce trim, right? There's also a premium interior option that looks to be similar to that offered in the Dolce trim, and then there's the battery. You see, this fella's only offered with the standard lower range battery, again, which might just be fine for most people. This model will be the last in line for production though, with delivery slated for the second quarter of 2023, so keep that in mind. If you're looking to save some coin, you're just gonna have to wait a little bit. All right, anyhow, so that is the Microlino, a super quirky, tiny EV with some real personality that's likely gonna be a pretty popular and fun little city car. I wouldn't expect this thing to come stateside anytime soon, but hey, look, anything's possible. If there's interest, somebody's gonna make it happen.